Hi, once again, nice to see you all. And I appreciate the fact that you're stopping by to share with me today. And I just got a phone call from a friend right now. And she said to me, Evangelist Jess, I like the thing you wrote on your Facebook wall. I said to her, I write so many things on my Facebook wall. So which one are you talking about? She said, the one you talked about while we are mourning Osinachi's death, and we're speaking up against domestic violence by men against women and by women against men, we should also remember the violence inflicted upon house helps and houseboys by madams, big madams. So she said the post really touched her and she needed to share some things with me. And I just want to share those things, what she shared with me. So heartbreaking. I just want to share those things with you right now. Please, if you're new to my channel, my YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, click, and share with friends. If you're on Just Be Life Encounters, if you're watching me on my Facebook channel, Just Be Life Encounters, please try to follow and share with friends. Thank you so much. So here is the gist. Osinachi was murdered. It was slow murder by her husband. Domestic violence that took many years to manifest into death. And we know also that a lot of men are being beaten by their wives. In fact, I had an aunt that used to beat up the husband when we were very little. Every night the man comes back, she starts beating him and beating him, and he will be wailing and shouting and crying. And the impression then was, oh, you don't interfere in husband and wife matter. So I remember those days now, and I'm just wondering, could we have done anything? Could my family, the older ones, could they have really done something to stop that woman from beating up my uncle every night he came back, from his business? He was a bit smallish and she was a bit tall, and that my uncle is dead now. So I know there are cases where it's the woman inflicting the beating and the violence on the man. So I understand that. But let's also remember that Nigeria is a huge crime scene where a lot of women, they don't even have to be very rich, as long as they feel that they can go to the villages and deceive people to believe that they can take care of their child and send the child to school, to pay school fees for the child. The poor mothers of the children will release the children to them. As long as they live in the city, they will convince the mothers in the villages to release their children to them. And they inflict wounds, untold hardship upon these children. My friend just told me a story about, she said there's this group of 8-year-olds, 7-year-olds in Lagos hawking granuts. Their main occupation is hawking granuts. So my friend said he saw one on the road by 9 p.m. in the night. He said to her, why don't you go home? It's very late. Said the child started crying. I can't go home. If I go home, my madam will kill me because I didn't finish selling the granuts. So as long as the girl doesn't finish selling the granuts, she'll be out in the dark, 9 p.m. in the night. So my friend said that got her really, really worried. And she said she sent one of her, the people living with her, to please go with this girl to her home. Said the girl said, no, don't follow me. Please follow me home. Madam will kill me. He said, okay, we're going to do it clandestinely just to know where you are coming out from, the home you're coming out from. So the girl followed her and saw the house she entered, and it's a building that is so decrepit. Not decent building, but there are so many stairs. You have to climb so many stairs to the top floor where she lives with the madam. Sort of hidden place. So my friend said when she got that information, she decided to speak to some police women that she's friendly with and said to them, look, I think there's a lot of abuse going on there. This little child at 8 years old is sent to sell groundnut. And she said the policewoman said to her, oh, but that's the culture here. That's what has been going on. The policewoman said to her, not be today. It's like it didn't start today. And the policewoman said there's nothing she could do about it. Then again, She said she got another policewoman and said, please help me look into this matter. Look at what is going on. Just notice there are so many 8-year-olds and 7-year-old children hawking granules on the street. Can we do something to stop it? Let their madam stop. And these children are being brutalized. My friend said a particular child showed her wounds from the bite. The madam would just put her teeth and bite her if she doesn't finish selling the granules. He said, we just bite. Say she has so many wounds on her back. Some, they iron them with hot iron. You're not able to produce the results. You didn't finish selling the granule. They put hot iron on them, plugged onto electricity, and they use it to torture these little children. What crime have they committed? My friend said she did more research and found out that these children come from a place in Benue known as, is it Igede or Egede? You're listening to me, you're from Benue State. Please speak up, rescue these innocent children that have not done anything. All they did is that they come from poor homes. It's an accident of history for anyone to come from a poor home. It's an accident of history. It's not their fault. So she said she decided to speak up and say, let's do something. Say, oh, that these children come from that place in Benue State. And you know, Benue State is a place that a lot of these Fulani herders have invaded and slaughtered so many people and rendered them homeless and penniless and starving to death. So the poor mothers are ready to give their children out willingly for a better life, the hope of a better life. But these children are being tortured in Lagos by the madams that have taken them. And there is a ring, there's an agent that goes to the villages to get these children and distributes them to these wicked women, the same women that will be shouting of domestic violence on them. They are inflicting torture on innocent children. So they said, so my friend said, well, one night she was coming back, walking home from somewhere, and she heard a child crying under a trailer, crying. And she said, what's going on? She looked, and lo and behold, young men were just raping this young child, this helpless little girl. The girl was crying and screaming. Nobody was coming to her help because most of those miscreants, they are armed with knives, with cutlasses. Some have guns. And they rape these granite selling girls every night. They destroy their lives, their future, their body, their livelihood. Can you imagine the number of STDs these street urchins are imparting into the lives of these young innocent girls? Just because their wicked madams feel they should be selling granules outside until 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Who does that? Who does that? Please, I'm speaking up now for these children. I need the churches in Nigeria, the pastors in Nigeria, the female pastors to rise up. Where is Funke Adejumo? You have the influence with these women, even though I'm not one of your fans, because when I heard you say that any woman that cannot give the husband 1 million naira is not worthy to be a wife, that was when I switched off from you, madam. But I see you have a lot of followership. Can you please, Mrs. Adejumo, use your influence to rally around all female pastors, to rally around and get the police to get these children off the streets? How you do it is, any child seen hawking on the street, you take that child home and arrest the mother, the guardian, the father, whoever sent the child to hawk. Those people must be arrested by the police. When you do this to 1, 2, 3 families, then the change will happen. Enough of preaching from the pulpits and talking down on people. Now it's time for action. Let our light shine. Let our light shine. Let's not hide our light under a bushel. Let's put it on the mountaintop so that humanity can gain from it. Please, I'm going to end this video here. Please share this video. Talk to these ministers of God to hit the road. Hit the road. Leave the churches. Hit the road and make an impact. Change lives. Nigeria is a huge crime scene. That's why darkness has covered Nigeria. The nation is under darkness right now. Let's not blame only the government. Churches, rise up. Now it's time for you to work and deliver those that Jesus died for. When the Lord called me into ministry, he said, go out there and rescue those that Jesus died for. Jesus did not only die for you, pastor, collecting tithes and offerings and enjoying yourself. No, Jesus did not only die for you to just be speaking down on people. Jesus died for you to go out there and let your light shine in darkness. I hit the road running when the Lord called me into ministry. I started with secondary school children. I was ministering to secondary school children, telling them now is not the time for boyfriends. Now is not the time to sleep around. Now is the time for you to get your education, because your future is great. The future is beckoning on you. Don't disappoint yourselves. Don't disappoint your parents. I used to go to secondary schools to speak to them. And I tell them, leave sex for now. Forget about sex and boyfriend. You don't need that now. In future, you have all the time for the sex and all the enjoyments you desire. Life is in stages. Don't mess up this stage of your lives. I used to tell them. It used to break my heart when I hear some of them say to me during counseling that, what if it's your mother that is sending you out to go and sleep with men and bring back money? What do you do? Some of them will say to me, but so what happens to somebody that has been having sexual intimacy with boys? What happens to that person? You know, if the parents fail the children, at least the schools can help. That was why I started going to the schools. But we took moral instructions out of schools, and now look at what is going on. Our young boys are growing up to be monsters. Monsters raping women, raping children, destroying lives, and now using their girlfriends for money rituals, cutting them into pieces and harvesting their body parts. The church needs to do better, you know. We need to rise up. We need to rise up and do the needful. Please, I'm throwing this challenge. Anybody listening to this video, share this video. Talk to somebody about this iniquity going on in cities, not only in Lagos, all over Nigeria. It's a huge crime scene. But we we must not let this continue to happen. Please, let's do something now. Let's act now. There's something you can do as you're listening to me now. Please, let's do something so that God will reduce the harsh judgments on Nigeria. The wickedness of Nigeria is just too much. It's too much. And that's why so much darkness has covered the nation. But we can do something. If my people are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray, and then change their wicked ways. We must mend our wicked ways before God can hear our prayer in Nigeria. My heart is really breaking over so much iniquity going on in Nigeria. Let's stop the violent rape of these young girls. Let's stop dehumanizing these girls. Madams, please stop beating those girls. Stop beating them. They are not the source of your frustration. Stop beating them. Stop inflicting evil upon them, because a hurting person will hurt another person. Please.